Actually, today is the day we have the 7th Jishou Drum Festival, and today we will give you more introduction about the drum culture. And with us today, we also have a special guest from the Tourism Bureau of Jishou. Good afternoon, everyone. So Mr. Yang is an expert in the area of culture and tourism, and so he's very familiar about the drum culture. So maybe first you can start to introduce with us about the Jishou Drum Festival. So we hold the first Jishou Drum Festival in 2013, and this year it is actually the 7th Jishou Drum Festival. And this year we have opening ceremony, and tomorrow we have marathon, and also we hosted a forum for the drum festival. And soon we will see a performance by the drum teams from different provinces. And also we will introduce with you about some must-visit places in Dehang, the ethnic village, and also we will tell you more about the Aizhai Bridge and the Dehang Grand Canyon. So actually it is the 8th year that we hold the drum festival. So from your perspective, what do you think the drum festival is different from the previous years? And this year actually we integrate the drum festival into tourism. So we hosted all of these activities in the scenic spots. For example, today we have the opening ceremony, which took place in the middle of Aizhai Bridge. And also the drum performance will also take place in the scenic spot in Dehang Great Canyon. Now we are standing in front of the Miao ethnic village. So you may not familiar with this ethnic village. Dehang is actually in Miao language. If you translate it into Mandarin, Dehang means beautiful village. And this year for the drum festival, we have invited a great number of drum teams. They will participate in the performance in the opening ceremony. And also this year they will also have some performance in scenic spots. So actually the performance already started. So how many teams we have been invited to participate in the drum festival? We invited 6 teams. So for example, we have a team from Chaoxian nationality, the Korean Chinese nationality, and also we have the performance team representing Miao ethnic minority group. And also we have a team from Shanxi province, and they will perform the drum music. And also we have a team from Han-Chung of Shanxi province to give us some drum dances and performance. So this is the performance hall. It is a place for the performance in the Dehang Miao ethnic village. So for Miao people, they love dancing and singing, so we always host activities inside of this place. So actually this is the dancing hall for Miao people. So we could see today we have so many visitors here. Many visitors coming here to enjoy the drum shows. So now is actually the drum performance delivered by the Western Hunan Province. So which team is performing? So this is a local team. They're actually from Dehang. So they're performing the drum dance. So the drum dance is actually the spirit for Miao people. For Miao ethnic group, it has over thousands of years of history, and also this drum team has been formulated for many years. So this is a very traditional dance of Miao ethnic group. For the Miao drum dance is actually considered as the intangible cultural heritage in China. So the Miao Drum Dance is actually representing the culture of Miao ethnic group. So you can see these people are dancing together with the drum. So they're dancing in accordance with the beat of the drum. And there are many moves of the drum dance. For example, we are imitating some of the animals. For example, we have the monkey drum dance, and also we have a dance where people doing martial arts. And so they're just doing a very traditional drum dance of Miao ethnic group. So now I can feel Miao ethnic group actually integrated the local culture with their dance. So now you could see today we have so many visitors here, and they're appreciating the drum dance. Actually, for Jishou, it's known as the hometown of drum. So for all the national minorities staying here, they love playing drums. So they're quite expertised in doing the drum dance. So many visitors are coming here to enjoy the drum dance. And this is the second team. I believe this is the bronze drum dance. So you could see their moves a little bit different from Western Hunan team. So this team is from Guizhou Province. So they are using the bronze drum to do the dance. So actually the bronze drum dance is also one of the intangible cultural heritage in China. So for the Miao ethnic group, they're actually using the leather drum to do the dance. But for the Guizhou province, they're using the bronze drum to do the dance. So this is also a very classic dance in Guizhou province. Now you could see the style is quite different from the Miao ethnic group. They are wearing different costumes. So for the Western Hunan team, we are using trousers. However, for the Guizhou dance team, they're wearing dresses to do the dance. And also you could see they have wearing a lot of silver accessories. So it's quite elegant. And also we can see the bronze drum is heavier than the wooden drum. We have hosted the drum festival for many years. So we have as a group from Tujia and Miao to attend the festival. And no matter what kind of drum they're using, they love to dance together with the drum. So this is quite different from Han. So people would love to sing along with the drum beat. So for the Western Hunan drum dance, people would like to dance in accordance with the beat. But for the Guizhou team, they put more emphasis on the dance. And you could see they're not holding anything to do the dance. But for the Miao ethnic group in the Western Hunan, they were carrying the drum, and they will beat the drum while they dance. So their style are quite different. So even though these two ethnic groups are all from Miao ethnic group, but still they have showing some local characteristics in the dance. So for the bronze drum dance, so they are using a very traditional way for the dance. So especially when we have a special holiday, people would like to do this kind of dance. And sometimes people would like to celebrate the harvest when they're doing this kind of dance. So for this kind of bronze drum is very precious. And sometimes they're using relics to do their dance. And some of the bronze drum have a history of over 1,000 years. So this kind of drum is specific to Guizhou province. So even though all these people are from Miao ethnic groups, but still we have different schools of Miao ethnic group. So for Guizhou, actually they're quite primitive to the Miao ethnic culture. So this year, when we're holding this drum festival, we actually providing a platform for different minorities to showcase their culture. And this year, the theme is connecting the world with the drum dance. So we are trying to have the performance of drum dance so that people from different parts of the world can join hands and celebrate. And this year, we are also putting a lot of emphasis on the tourism. At the same time, we try to preserve the traditional culture and the convention. So on one hand, we just want to pass on our traditions, and also we just want to show all of this culture to people around the world. So this is the highlight for this year's drum festival. So I believe you're a fan from the drum festival. You're also an expert for the drum culture. Do you have any expectation for the future of the drum festival? From my perspective, in the future, if we are to hold drum festival, we want to produce more products from the drum festival, and also we would like to improve the professionalism of the drum performance. So now we have another team coming to the stage. So this is from Tujia ethnic group. So for the Western Hunan, we have two autonomous prefectures, the Tujia and the Miao Autonomous Prefecture. And for this one, it is performed by the Hubei province. So now you could see it's a very famous dance from the Hubei province. So they're actually doing the weeding drum dance. So for the Tujia group, when they're performing, they also have different moves with other ethnic groups. So all of their dance are actually designed based on their daily life. So for example, in the past old days, when people going up to the mountains, they may find some monkeys stealing some of the crops. And then by looking at the different moves, they're actually working out to create such an entertaining song. So all of these moves are actually coming out from their daily farming work and production. So this one is called the weeding drum dance. So they're doing a lot of moves like weeding. Now you could see they're beating up the drum, and also they're singing along with the drum beat. So actually it shows a positive attitude for the villagers. So even though they have a lot of hard work to do on the field, but still they would love to sing with each other and have some relaxation. So these days, the wedding drum dance has become a very typical drum dance in Tujia ethnic group. So at the beginning, when I saw some of the performance from the Miao ethnic group, they're singing and they're dancing, but for the Hubei team, actually they're focusing on the singing part. Yes, actually for these ethnic groups, when they're performing, people have put emphasis in different aspects. So you could see people are actually doing some percussions, and some people are doing the weeding. They are singing, and also actually they are rapping along with the rhythm. So it's a very typical song in the Tujia ethnic group. So can you tell us more about what they're performing? Could you understand their lyrics? Well, in general, they're actually welcoming the visitors. They actually try to greet the visitors. So for their songs, they are not just focusing on the farming work. So some people are staying in the mountain, and also they're imaging some people actually coming to their village. So they're just trying to combine their daily farm work with art. So we would say the weeding drum dance we just saw is actually coming from the field work. Again, this is called the weeding drum dance. So that's why I say there are so many things we have to study about the drum culture. And soon we will see other performance about the drum dance. So just now we just saw some of the dances that based on the production work and the farming work, and soon we will see some of the performance that based on war. So we can see another team is ready. So this is from Chaoxian nationality of Yanbian. Actually, from their costumes, you can tell these people are actually Korean Chinese. So in China, we call it Chaoxian nationality. Well, this is a complete different style. So for the long drum, it's very famous in Chaoxian nationality. Now you could see their music is quite unique, and also their moves are quite unique. Very nice gesture. Now you could see these people, they could beat up the drums, and also they can dance very well. And also for men, you could see they're wearing a long scarf. It's quite unique. So for the drum, it's not just a percussion device, instrument for them. Also, it is a props for them when they're doing the dance. Again, this is quite different from the Miao ethnic group. So each one of them are holding a small drum when they dance. So this is the team from Yanbian, the Korean Chinese team. I think this is not common in Western Hunan Province. That's correct. That's why we host this drum festival. We just want to invite a great number of drum teams to come here, so they can have a lot of exchanges, and they can pass down the cultures of their own. We can better preserve our traditions. And so for the Chaoxian nationality, their long drum is also listed as an intangible cultural heritage in China. There are a lot of demonstrations from them. And soon they will perform the long drum. So actually the skills are quite different when they're beating up their drums. So it's quite flexible. And for the Miao ethnic group, when they're doing the dance, they cannot move. Well, I could see the structure is quite complicated, and they have to consider the formation. Now they start to beat the long drum. It's very fast-paced. So this is a unique feature for the Chaoxian nationality. And this team is coming from Jilin Province. a local dance team from Yanbian. Now we can see there were so many people gathering here to watch the show, but also we can feel the inheritance of the culture. As for different ethnic groups, they have different understanding about the drums. That's why they have different performance. For example, for the Miao team, they're just focusing on the beating, the percussion. And for the Hubei province, their team are focusing on the singing. And for the Chaoshan nationality team, they're actually dancing together with the beat. So actually, the culture of the Chaoshan nationality have been developed very fast. That's why you could see they have very complicated formation. It's quite classic. Actually, we invited the Chaoshan nationalities for many times of the drum festival. So actually, they came here almost every year for the drum festival. Alright, now we have another team. You could see these people, they're wearing costumes of warrior. So soon, we will hear the Jiangzhou drum music. So this kind of drum music could be dated back to Tang Dynasty, even Qing Dynasty. So some of their drum music are related to our history. And soon they will be performing a story back in the Qing Dynasty. So the story is about a war, and they will use their drum to showcase that magnificent atmosphere back in the old days. So for this drum festival, actually, it showcases different kinds of culture. So this team is coming from Shanxi, Jiangzhou City. So for Shanxi province, also have a long history, and their drum music is well known among the region. So previously, when we saw the performance from other minorities, they're actually focusing on the dancing and also the singing. But for the Jiangzhou drum music, they're paying special attention to the drum performance. They're using large size of the drum to do the performance. Now you could see there were 3 different types of drum in their performance. So for example, the smaller size, we may consider these are military drums. However, for the different size of the drums, the sound is quite different. By having different sound, we could have a harmony of the rhythm. Well, this one is quite special as compared to the other ethnic minority groups. So they are focusing on the rhythm. Now you could see they are using the drumstick to hit the surface of the drum. By beating on different places of the drum, it could deliver different sound. So for their performance, it's also a very classic episode. So for some of their instruments, they also consider as some of the cultural relics. So we are talking about the story of the former Emperor Li Shiming, talking about his journey. Now we could feel the atmosphere. So it feels like the emperor is trying to count the number of soldiers, and now they're ready to depart for their journey. Actually, for Jiangzhou drum music, they have different episodes and different shows, and all of their shows are actually representing the history. And you could see for all of these performers, they're wearing like warriors, and the rhythm is getting fast. So actually you could show the atmosphere in the wall, and people are getting ready on their journey. It's very encouraging for their performance. So for this team, they have come to Jishou for many times. So we just want to invite a number of drum teams to come here to perform. And some of their performance must be listed as the intangible cultural heritage, because by having this drum festival, we also want to provide a platform to exchange the culture. So for this team, we could see there may be more people attending the performance. Well, I would say they're very professional in their performance. And this team is actually recommended by the Percussion Association of China. And this team used to perform in the Spring Festival Gala. So for the team, they have to very good cooperation and coordination. And in the middle, you could see a large drum. So that person actually in charge of the rhythm. And you could see there are so many people participating in this performance, and each one of them had their duty. Well, you could see the rhythm is getting fast, especially for those smaller size of the drum. So I still remember back in 2014, when they first performed in the Guizhou Drum Festival, they actually bring a very large size of the drum. Well, again, it's a very encouraging performance. So especially when we go back to the history, we understand when we are in a war, actually we have very good drum beats, and then it can actually encourage our soldiers. Well, we have another team ready for the performance. So by looking at their costumes, you may have a guess of their nationality. I believe these people also from Tujia ethnic group. This is coming from Yongshun County of Miao Autonomous Prefecture of Western Hunan. So for Yongshun County also have a long history. So for the percussion music from the Tujia ethnic group is quite different from Miao ethnic group. So today they're going to bring us a very famous hand swaying dance. And this is their performance today. They are using gongs and drums, and also they will do the hand swaying dance today. Now you could see at the front row we have like 4 ladies. They are beating out the gongs. They are using the metal percussion instruments. So for their performance, we are actually quoting it as 溜子. And also on the other side, we could see some gentlemen ready to beat up the drums. So actually for the drumstick itself is quite different from Miao ethnic group. If you look at closer of the drumstick, it is a little bit different. Now you could see they move very fast. So it's a combination of the performance of the gongs and the drums. By looking at this performance, you could see these people are very passionate and energetic. So it also shows the spirit of Tujia ethnic group. So that also echoes with the spirit of Tujia ethnic group. Their value for life is also different from other ethnic groups. For example, in Tujia ethnic group, if some of the elderly pass away, and these people will sing and dance, so it is not just about sorrow. They're very positive about life. You could see the way they're beating up the drum is different from other ethnic groups. Well, different ethnic group has different drum culture, and for different drum culture can be demonstrated from different formats of performance. So in Western Hunan, we have the Tujia and the Miao Autonomous Prefecture. So that's why this time we have invited our friends from these 2 ethnic groups to perform. So this is actually represents the unity of ethnic minority groups. Well, this team must not come from Miao or from Tujia ethnic group. So what about this one? This is actually coming from Shanxi province. They're about to perform the Xing drum. So for this kind of drum, it used in the military performance. So it is heard that for this kind of drum performance actually originated from the military performance. Now it feels like you're riding a horse and fighting with each other. So this is the Xingbu from Han-Chung city of Shanxi province. So all of their performance are actually based on the wars and the military performance. So for this kind of performance also lasts for hundreds of years. So you could see their style is quite free and easy, and the pace is very fast. So this is the feature for the Han-Chung Xing drum. Very fast beat. It feels like these people are in a war. They're riding with the horse. Well, when looking at these 6 teams, each one of them have their unique features. They're using different art formats to tell the story about their own drum culture. As I said, they're using different types of drum. That's why they have different artistic formats. So this also shows the diversity of Chinese culture. Well, it's a perfect combination of the performance of the gongs and the drums. So actually 4 years ago, Shanxi team came here for performance. Well, you could tell it's very bustling. So, alright, that's enough for the show. So now maybe we could move to other places to see more about the Miao village and also the Dehang Miao village. As I said, we have a very beautiful canyon here. And for Dehang, it's actually a very famous Miao ethnic village. And this place has been opened for tourism at a very early stage. And many scenic spots has been settled inside of the Miao village. And the local people here, they love dance and sing. And here, actually, you could see a large mountain. This is the Pangu mountain. And the shape of the mountain is pretty much like a peacock. A few kilometers away from here, we also have a very large waterfall here, the Liusha waterfall. It's also a traditional scenic spot here. So for the waterfall, it has a height differences about 200 meters. We believe that is the waterfall has the biggest differences in the height. So when we are walking inside of the Grand Canyon, you could see there are mountains, there are lakes, very beautiful scenery in this place. So as you are an expert in the drum culture, you are also pretty much focusing on the tourism development in Dehang. So what's your comment about the current situation in Dehang? Well, this time we host the drum festival. I think there were several meanings for hosting this kind of festival. First, we would like to pass down the Chinese tradition and the Chinese culture from another aspect. We also want to showcase the Chinese spirit. And we just want to turn all of those spirit into productivity. So for us, we want to build Jishou into a hometown of drum. So in Jishou, we have over 10,000 local people. They're able to do drum performance. Some of them are actually visiting to other places to do performance. On one hand, they can gain income from the performance. And also, if they're doing the drum performance here, we can attract a large number of visitors. So this is actually contribute to the poverty alleviation through tourism development. So as you are working in the Culture and Tourism Bureau, so can you tell us more plans to further develop Jishou city? Well, we want to build 5 centers here. So one of them is focusing on the development of the culture of the ethnic minorities. So in that place, we have to focus on the ethnic performance. And also, we want to educate the public about the culture of different ethnic groups. Also, we want to make some products that can represent the ethnic culture. So especially, we want to focus on the Miao Drum, because this is a very traditional performance, and we just want to make some drums that can represent the feature of Miao ethnic group. In the past few years, we're doing a lot for poverty alleviation, and in the future, we want to focus on the culture of Miao, and also we would like to develop, for example, some mascot that can represent the Miao ethnic group. And of course, we want to attract more visitors to come here so that they could enjoy the drum festival, they could enjoy the drum performance here. And this will help us with the poverty alleviation in the local district. So in the past few years, we have done a lot of work in the poverty alleviation. So how do you feel about the efficiency? Well, as you know, Jishou is actually known as the hometown of drum. So we want these people to gain more from the drum culture, and they're coming here, and they may actually come up with some ideas to start up their own business. For different villages and the counties, we're actually providing the drums to those people so they could learn how to play the drums. And in the future, maybe one day they're able to step out of the Miao ethnic village. They're able to gain extra incomes in other cities. And of course, when visitors come here, they can also do some performance. And this will help to increase their local income. Thank you so much for your introduction about the drum culture. And today we are coming to the 7th Jishou Drum Festival, and also we just saw some of the performance from the drum teams. We have saw performance in different formats. And with the introduction of Mr. Yang, we understand that in the future they would love to have more artistic performance so that they can pass down the traditions of the drum culture, and this will also help to increase the income for the local residents. Now we have come to the end to our live streaming, so if you have time, please pay a visit to the Aizhai Bridge and experience the drum culture and the Miao culture. Thank you.